Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Sweet Fuse at your side. And we are pursuing Subaru Shidou. Though I haven't split it off into his route yet as far as videos go, because I figure most of this stuff is still kind of common route, so we're just going to keep calling it common route until at least stage 2. Then we'll start calling the videos Shidous. Well, anyway, we conquered our first attraction, and we're having dinner at the moment, and apparently the bad guys actually have some good cooks on their side. So that's something at least. And we're waiting for our hotel to arrive, whatever that means. So I guess they're flying it in from somewhere or something like that. We'll see. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. They were right. The food was delicious. Apparently the piglets had a few master chefs. After a meal like this, I feel like I'm ready to take home whatever they throw at us tomorrow. Are you really brave after that?
Food is the source of all life. They say that the morale of an army is more dependent on the quality of its food than any other factor.
I can definitely understand why. With that, we shut up and got to the pressing task of shoveling food into our mouths. After a while, the people who had gone off elsewhere returned, and by the end, all 7 of us were eating together.
Well, now that we've all finished, I'd like to give a quick rundown of what I turned up out there.
Everyone looked up from their mostly empty plates.
As far as I can tell, the area outside the park is empty. My guess is the pig's using the hostages to keep the cops and the media away. The entrance isn't locked. If we wanted to, we could just walk out, but then he'd kill the hostages. There doesn't appear to be any park employees anywhere. Everything's being run by the piglets. We saw it go this morning, but the Ferris wheel is toast. After the blast, the whole thing just collapsed.
Everyone sighed. We'd known things were bad, but to hear it all laid out like that.
Hogstein manages to appear inside the park without warning, makes a big entrance, kidnaps the entire staff, and seizes control. Just what is he?
We don't even know what he really wants. This has to be a huge amount of work. Is he just doing it for fun?
No idea.
If he is, that's a pretty messed up idea of fun.
Indeed, but even so, this seems like a great deal of trouble. If he wants to see people in danger, why set up games like this? And why do it here? He must be real bored if he thinks this is a good time. When did I get my hands on that little jerk?
Well, we've got a long way to go, so we're all going to need to work together. Everybody nodded. I guess this is our hotel. Queen's Serenade. After dinner, we headed toward Adventure Village. Shirabe seemed to know the way, so he was leading us.
Whoa! What the heck is that?
At the far end of Adventure Village, a gorgeous cruise liner had been anchored near the riverside dock. I guess we're actually going to have some nice accommodations.
Well, now I see what he meant by arrive. It's quite impressive, isn't it?
We all stared at the ship for a moment or two, amazed by its size and grandeur.
So, this thing must be from a game too, huh? Well, we may as well board.
Keeping a close eye on his surroundings, Shidou headed for the ship. The rest of us followed. Oh, that's so pretty! That's gorgeous! As it turned out, it was just as spectacular on the inside as it was on the outside. The decor wouldn't have been out of place at a 5-star hotel.
Damn, I would have been stoked to get invited here if I wasn't in the middle of some stupid game.
Yeah. They both gazed around the lobby and sighed.
Is it moving?
Yeah, I think so. Where's it taking us? Why would it take us anywhere? We have to be back at the park. It had begun to move as soon as all of us were aboard.
Well done. He's thorough. This means we're stuck here until morning.
Like we were going to go anywhere anyway. Come on. You think any of us were going to let everybody die? Shirabe frowned as several piglets appeared.
Apparently, this way? This way. Looks like they still can't talk.
Why, did you think they were all of a sudden going to start talking? They began to wave their arms and bodies around wildly, trying desperately to communicate something without words. I think it's pretty obvious he's saying, "This way." Or are they saying they'll show us to our rooms? You think?
How can you tell?
Huh? Well, I'm not sure, just kind of instinct, I guess. Well, he's kind of making a gesture of, "This way?" We followed the piglets to the rooms we'd been assigned. Gosh, I sure am tired. That is one really flat-looking bed. Maybe it's memory foam. As soon as the piglet shut the door and left, I collapsed onto my bed. After a whole day running around, lying down felt so good. No! I'm gonna fall asleep if I stay here. That's the idea, right? You need rest. I had to clean up. With a mighty effort, I hauled myself out of bed toward the bathroom. You could do that in the morning? A shower was my first priority, and after I dried and dressed, I began to really examine the room. I guess nobody's bursting in on us in the shower. It was about the size of a spacious single in a hotel, but it was neat and pretty. It was also well stocked with just about everything I could need. I hadn't bought anything with me, obviously, but it looked like whoever prepared the room had anticipated that. At last. Feeling refreshed, I finally let myself fall into bed. But so much has happened today. I'm tired, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep. As soon as I lay down, my head was flooded with thoughts of my uncle, the game we just played, and whatever game we'd be playing tomorrow. Just worrying about all this isn't going to get me anywhere. The exhaustion from before was gone, replaced with restless energy. Time to take a night walk and see if we can run into— Oh, look, I get to choose who I hang out with. Oh, look at that. You can actually see yourself next to the person. Oh, they make a different expression too. That's so cute. Shidou actually, well, I can't really say he's smiling, but his mouth is stretched to the side, so I guess kind of smiling. So, break time with Shidou. I hope you're not sleeping. Break time begins. Shidou seems to be kind of a natural leader. I decided to see if I could talk to him.
You haven't gone to sleep yet, I see.
Neither have you, I see. Yeah, I kinda can't.
You too, huh?
He gave me a strange smile from the sofa in the lobby he was sitting on. You can't sleep either? I sat down on the sofa as I spoke.
Yeah, I've been thinking about my responsibilities, my duty, my hair.
Just kidding. In his hands was a pistol. Is that—
I thought bringing it with me today was stupid, paranoid, but looks like it was the right decision now, doesn't it? Hopefully I won't have to use it.
Yeah.
What's wrong? You keep staring at it. Is it really that strange?
No, just a little scary. Well, yeah, of course it is.
I thought so.
You thought what? He smiled and slid the gun back into the shoulder holster under his coat.
A good, responsible citizen like you should never have to see something like that. If any of you were to be put in harm's way, though, I'd fire without hesitation.
I felt like his words were as much for him as they were for me.
I apologize. I imagine this is pretty boring.
You could never bore me. I don't know that I'd say it's boring.
And that's so. Your hair's all wet, and you're going to catch a cold.
Why bring that up now? Huh? Oh. He ruffled my hair experimentally and frowned. Experimentally?
Head back to your room and dry it right this time. And make sure you get some rest. You're going to need it.
Are you going to come visit me later? Okay, you get some rest too, alright?
Soon. I'll be here a little longer, I think.
He didn't say anything more, but I could tell he wanted to be alone. I should head back. Still, I felt like I'd gotten to know him a little bit better. I want to know him a lot better. Whew. Well, I'm definitely sleepy now. Just look at the time. I flopped into bed and was asleep before my head hit the pillow. Well, I guess that relaxed just enough to get to sleep this time. A locket? Is that mine? It was supposed to be a peaceful day. Is Daddy up yet? Should I go wake him? Why don't you let him sleep a little longer? Daddy hasn't had a day off in a long time. He's very tired. And you don't want to get tired later, do you? Maybe you should sleep a little longer, too.
Maybe. But what if it runs away while I'm sleeping?
It's an amusement park, dear. It won't be going anywhere. It'll be waiting for you when you get up. So let Daddy sleep in. When he gets up, we can pack some lunches and go to the park together. Does that sound like fun?
Yeah.
Stage 2. I was still asleep when a piglet woke me that morning with a knock on the door. It had bought me breakfast, which I ate quickly before changing and heading out. Morning! Shidou, Shirabe, Urabe, and Mitarashi were already waiting in the lobby.
Yo.
They all looked up and waved or nodded as I walked in.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah, thanks for asking.
I'm glad to hear it. You seemed quite tired last night.
Urabe gave me a quick, gentle smile as Shirabe began to talk.
Apparently this boat's gonna dock around 11:30. How do you know that? I asked one of the piglets.
You... what?
Well, they can't talk, but they sure know how to move. Sort of like sign language, I guess. Well, they're odd ducks, that's for sure.
I wanted to ask what sort of gestures they use to communicate time. Move their arms like the arms of a clock? But I got the feeling there were more pressing things to deal with. Or just use their fingers to hold up for the numbers, right? There's a number of ways to do it. As Shirabe finished, Wakasa and Mayoshi walked in.
Good, you're all here. I've been thinking we should exchange phone numbers. Calling one another shouldn't be against the rules. What? Why? Just sounds like a pain in the ass.
You should have done that last night, actually.
Better safe than sorry. We have no idea what may happen out there. So? It's not like they're going to split us up. Man, you're an old lady.
You don't know they're not going to split us up. In fact, it might be happening with this very next challenge today. He rolled his eyes, but pulled out his phone anyway, and started sending his contact info to each of us in turn. Looks like he uses that phone a lot. Well, someone like him would have to, huh? I, on the other hand, had never been good at using my phone. Trying to share contact information was always awkward and confusing. I wonder how his arrow wound is doing. I was still fumbling through the screens on my phone when Mikasa trotted up, phone in hand. Watch it, okay? The office is always telling me not to give out my number to just anybody. Well, I'm not just anybody, now am I? Right, sure. I'll be careful. He watched me try desperately to make my phone work for a few more minutes before sighing exasperatedly and grabbing it from me.
Are you sure you're a high school girl?
Yeah, I'm not good at this kind of stuff. He rolled his eyes, shot through menus so fast I couldn't even see them, and sent me his contact info. So, just push this button and you'll see this screen. Hit this one to confirm. Thanks. You really are a weird chick, you know that? I couldn't really argue the point, but it still wasn't a very nice thing to say. At any rate, his instructions turned out to be helpful. I collected everyone else's info without too much trouble and gave them all my own.
Why are the tools of supposed convenience so difficult to use?
So I'm not alone. Yeah. He let out a long sigh.
Maybe they're convenient, but it's junk like that that's keeping people from stretching their brains. You don't need to think if you got the internet.
Yeah, they're real harmful. You should get rid of running water and indoor plumbing, too. They make life too easy. I, don't usually get people's phone numbers. I think this is the first time I've ever gotten more than one at a time. Aw.
You serious? I had to delete a couple people last week, or I was going to run out of space. Delete them. Won't they be a problem? Huh? Oh, no, not really. I mean, they've got my number. They can hit me up if they need something. Not like I was ever gonna call them anyway.
I was right when I met them yesterday. These guys are pretty weird. Look who's talking! One of the piglets led us off the boat and into the central plaza.
Every time I look at him, I just want to kick his ass.
Mitarashi glared at the statue and cracked his knuckles. Maybe you'll get to in the end.
Good morning, everyone.
And there he is. As he spoke, an image of Hogstein appeared on the monitor.
Isn't the weather just amazing? It's a wonderful day for a game, wouldn't you agree? Oink, oink, oink. Somebody's in a good mood. He's off relaxing somewhere while we're trapped here. Of course he's in a good mood.
Hogstein sighed dramatically. He looks all down. Who'd have ever thought you'd see Hogstein all slumped over like that?
But it sounds so unpleasant when you put it that way. You're not trapped. If you just solve my puzzles, you're home free. And this whole game is about using our heads and following my rules. You understand? We know. If it's a game, that means it can be beat. That means you haven't made any puzzles that can't be solved. And that also means that if we make it all the way through the game, we fight the final boss, you. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oink, oink, oink.
Hoink? What the hell?
But will you be able to?
He really makes me mad. What an arrogant jerk. You better not underestimate us. Ah, it's the first time I've seen him make such a determined face. It looks good on you, kid. Do that more often. Just then, a chime echoed across the park.
Well, the time just flies. It's noon already, which means it's time for today's game to start.
Let the games begin. And what is this? I see a hedge maze. Hogstein directed us to something called the Racing Square, so we set off in that direction. We were partway there when Shirabi began to speak.
So where's he sending us off to next? I think he said Alice something. Wait, why are you asking me?
I thought he was just asking in general.
Alice Kart Grand Prix? Right, that's, what's that? Never heard of it.
Come on, Mitarashi, it's not a big deal if you like video games, seriously. Does he really think we don't notice? We all did the polite thing and ignored Mitarashi's bizarre outburst. Technically, it's called Alice Kart Grand Prix, but everyone just calls it Alice Kart. It's a racing game with a sort of Alice in Wonderland theme. You can mess with the other people on the track, so it gets played a lot at parties. It's actually gotten to be kind of a hit with casuals. So basically, Mario Kart. He was right. Even I knew people who were into Alice Kart. Mitarashi's eyes had shone with excitement at every word Miyoshi had said.
Great! I'm pretty good at kart racing. This one's gonna be cake.
Do you really think it's gonna be a normal kart race, though? I mean, yesterday we... His face grew pale, and he trailed off, but at least it didn't look like Wakasa was going to refuse to enter the attraction again. I'm scared too, but I've got to do my best, especially now that Shidou has gotten Hogstein to agree to release the hostages. I'm up for it. Wow, this place is a mess.
Now, each one of you will compete in this race. The prize? A seat at the tea party.
Oh, that's a wonderful prize. I really want that.
Those seats are first come, first served. So, only the pair that wins get to go.
We have to pair up for this?
Oink, oink, oink. My condolences to the losers. Now then, please, follow my piglet inside. Guide, take them in.
With that, he was gone. Tea party?
Well, I guess we won't be getting off with just a race then. Yes. I'm sure there will be more surprises later too. Don't let your guard down.
After a short walk, the attraction opened up onto the racetrack. Miyoshi hadn't been kidding when he said it was Alice in Wonderland themed. There were decorations everywhere. It was pretty impressive. None of this stuff feels like it really goes with a racetrack. Yeah, it is a little weird, isn't it? That's what people liked about it. The disconnect made it really popular. No accounting for taste, I guess. Before we could continue, the announcer started up. Welcome to the Wonderland Circuit. Please form groups of 2 and enter the carts.
I'm guessing the carts are those. Those look pretty standard. There are 8, but 4 of them seem to have piglets in them.
Oh, so we had to compete against them, too.
Damn. Now this looks like fun. Those guys are our opponents then. Sweet. Time to kick some ass.
He seemed pretty excited to get started and kept reminding us how good he was at kart racing. Watch it be horrible and, crash right away. The race will be 3 laps. Be careful, since if you crash or the piglets win, the game is over. What, if one person crashes, it's over? It sounds pretty normal, but why do I have a feeling it won't be?
Well, after yesterday, I'd say it's a pretty good reasonable expectation.
Yeah.
Alright, we should split into groups. Unfortunately, we've got an odd number of people, so someone's going to be driving solo.
Of course it's gonna be Mitarashi.
Fine with me, bro. You get more speed with less weight anyway. No. If you win, then you'll be the only person who can play in the tea party. I've got a feeling the puzzle is at that party. We need to have 2 people there.
We all agreed that Shidou was right, so someone would have to pair up with Mitarashi. So, who's gonna go by themselves then? I'm really pretty terrible at kart racing. Maybe I should be the single driver. But what if I screw that up and get in somebody's way? I was still pondering it when Urabe spoke up.
Let me be the odd man out. I get car sick very easily, and I'm not very good with fast rides to begin with. I've no doubt I would only be a burden to any partner, so I think it's best that I have a cart to myself. Okay, Urabe would take the cart by himself then. Now for the groups. Well, I suppose the best way to decide that is rock, paper, scissors.
We nodded and held out our hands.
If you get the same thing, you pair up. Good? Yeah. Got it.
I have to choose rock.
Cool. Ready? 1, 2.
What should I go with? Rock. Oh!
So you and I will be pairing up then. Miyoshi will go with Shirabe, and Mikasa will go with Mitarashi. Good luck, everyone. Do your best.
Right, I will. Although in my case, that probably means I'll be doing my best not to get in the way. Yeah, we're not really doing anything. We're just sitting in the passenger seat. I climbed into my cart. Looks like there are 2 sets of controls, one for the wheel and one for the gas. I guess I've got the gas. So I do have to participate. Wait, Urabe won't be able to drive by himself. I looked over at him.
You needn't worry. Apparently this cart has been made so it can be driven by a single person.
So they have made considerations. Oh, good. He gave me a small smile, and I fell back into my seat relieved. So, I've got the gas pedal, and what are these? There were several buttons set across the dashboard. Missile, caltrops, oil, boost? Are these what Miyoshi was talking about earlier? Oh god, yep. Sabotage! I'm telling y'all it's sabotage! But none of them are lit up. Oh, so do we have to pick up, drive over certain icons and that'll activate our weapons? I was still thinking about what they could be when Shidou spoke up.
Hit the gas when I give you the signal. Follow my orders and we'll make it through just fine.
Right, got it. I set my foot carefully down on the gas pedal, but didn't press down. Shidou started up the engine. It roared to life with unexpected vigor, and the sudden noise made me jump, but I glanced over at Shidou and calmed myself down. He seems like a good guy. I think I can trust him. The engines on the other carts around us started up, the noise filling the air. A piglet holding a flag appeared at the edge of the track. It looked like he'd be giving the signal to go.
The moment the light turns green, you floor it, all right? We've got a straight way out of the gate, so keep it down.
Yes, sir.
Just wait for my signal.
Right. I got myself ready.
Almost time. 3, 2, 1. Go! Hit it!
Here we go. The moment the light turned green, we were off. I pushed my foot down on the pedal as hard as I could, and the cart roared forward, shoving me into my seat.
Well, I guess he didn't expect it to be this fast.
The initial burst of speed paid off, and with some skillful handling of the wheel, Shidou closed in on the group in front of us.
We're doing good. Hey, Inafune.
Yes?
We're about to hit the corner. I need you to let off on the gas. Bring your foot up about halfway. If we keep the speed up, we won't make the turn.
Right, halfway. I did as he said and felt the cart begin to slow as we turned the corner. As we did, we managed to pass a piglet cart that had been just ahead of us.
Here comes another corner. As soon as we're out of this one, hit the gas again.
Got it! We glided around the corner, and as soon as we were out of it, I stepped down on the pedal, and our cart shot forward. Giving me directions doesn't seem to be distracting him at all. His grip on the wheel is sure, and every movement he makes is precise and calculated. I like capable men like that. He was so confident that I didn't feel scared at all. Even though we were going really fast, I was a little surprised. Wow, you're really good at this.
We can keep the speed up so long as we can maintain an outside-inside, outside pattern.
He was right. We completed our first lap in the lead.
Good work. We keep this up and we'll win.
I was already thinking about what kind of tea I'd have when suddenly...
Huh?
Ah! Hopefully that was a piglet crashing.
What?
Something slammed into our cart from behind, and I turned to see a pair of piglets shoot past. What the heck? They were waving at us! Shidou jerked the wheel hard to the side, barely managing to keep us on course.
What was that? It wasn't just a tap, we were hit.
It felt like something ran into us. There was no time to think, though. While I was busy focusing on working the gas pedal, we were probably hit by a turtle shell. Mitarashi and Wakasa flew past us. As they did, their cart ran over one of the question marks on the course, and their weapons were activated. What was that sound?
It looks like there's more to those question marks than meets the eye.
Yeah. Oh, look! There's another one!
All right.
With an expert twist, Shidou sent our cart gliding over one of the question marks. Oh, look! One of the lights here on the dashboard lit up. Specifically, the light next to the button marked Boost had turned on.
Then whatever hit us earlier must have been someone else's missile. I was just focusing on speed, so I didn't notice the question marks.
Well, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. So they are buttons for items, just like I guessed. Mayoshi had said earlier that Alice Kart was a game that allowed you to mess with the other drivers on the track. Before I could try and remember more, I realized we were almost finished with our second lap. Let's try using this button.
I was just thinking the exact thing. A boost should, well, do exactly what it says.
I shoved my finger down on the button. Whoa!
Don't get thrown off.
With a sound like an explosion, our cart shot forward at a tremendous speed. I dug my fingers into the sides of my seat and gritted my teeth. The boost ran out just as we reached the end of the straightway, and as it did, the light next to the button turned off.
Good. That let us close some of the distance.
He told me to step on the gas again, and I did. Shidou was making an effort to hit the question marks this time, and before long all the buttons were lit again, including the boost. They're all lit up. He nodded, but didn't look over.
Listen, Inafune. I don't want to use anything other than the boost.
What? But why?
The other items were dangerous. We can't take the risk of hurting other fellow players.
But... He was telling the truth about the items being dangerous, but if we didn't do something, our cart would lose. We have to agree with him. You're right. No, you're right. We can't take that chance.
Sorry, but I had to admit I'm glad you agree.
Sure thing, babe. Winning wasn't worth putting our friends in danger. Well, with our awesome teamwork, we only need the boost anyway.
Right, let's do this.
We grinned at each other.
We're building a relationship.
We focused on going outside, inside, outside, and slowly but surely moved up in position. Before long, we were behind the lead carts. It's the piglets that shot us and Mitarashi.
Look, they're trying to cut him off.
Oh no! He was right. If Mitarashi didn't do something, the piglets were going to run into him.
Alright, here we go.
I could see the finish line coming up.
Hit the boost.
Right! I slammed my fist into the button, and the cart leapt forward again. We have you now! But just as we caught up to the piglet's cart...
Eat this, suckers!
Oh no.
What?
Suddenly, the piglet cart spun out of control in front of us, flying off the course. Did he use the oil?
Damn.
With no time to react, our cart shot forward into the same oil slick. I could feel the wheels begin to slide, and our course was taking us straight toward the crashed cart. We're going to hit them!
Let go of the gas.
Okay. I pulled my foot back like it had been sitting on a hot coal. Eee! Pile up! Shidou steered into the spin, and our cart straightened out just in time, missing a collision by a hair's breadth. It was closer than I would have liked. Oh, that was scary. Oh, and on that note, we're going to have to end this episode. Well, we seem to be making some progress with Shidou, I believe. So I hope to see you two get a little bit closer to him in the next one. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.